I'm the flyest motherfucker at the kickback. Not a competition, little boy with a wrist that. Meet me in the bathroom, I don't want to chit chat. She not a boyfriend, heard he got a
Welcome to the Kickback podcast, everybody. We got a guest today. It's very crazy. It's a rainy day, so he made his way out here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, honestly.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let
I'm
everybody
Waylin
know who you are.
Flaza. I'm an artist. Hold on, this is a little distracting with the little the playback, the feedback. I'm Waylin Flaza. I am a recording artist in the IE, and
Go ahead and scoot in your microphone. You can
Oh,
move
my
your
fault.
microphone wherever you want.
oh, cool. Oh, this is so cool. Sorry. It's my
I
first
keep it
time on a
lower
podcast
so I can
this.
just like talk under it almost.
Talk under it.
Right.
Ready? Sorry.
Yeah, as long as it's in front of your face, you should be good, bro.
Boom. I'm Waylin Flaza, though. I'm a recording artist in the IE. I perform a lot, and yeah.
Yeah, he decided to come on the podcast. He asked me, well, you've been looking at my podcast for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
since-
asked me if you can come on.
Yeah, because OKK, he was recording a video of mine called Eyes Low, and then I saw he was on it a couple of times. I saw him just talking about comics with you. I saw you guys pop up on TikTok a couple of times, I think.
About comics?
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that what it was? It was 3 people. It was OKK, you, and someone else.
I believe you because
Yeah.
we for sure talked about comics at one point in the podcast.
Because, I just saw that, and I was like, this seems really down to earth, and I would just watch you guys' reels whenever they would pop up. And then
Yeah.
I saw one with Marissa, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh, you know Marissa?
Yeah, she went to high school with me in JFK.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
That's probably not allowed.
So you went to JFK?
Yeah, I went to JFK high school, and I met her, and can't remember who else that I worked with from there.
So have you recognized a couple people from the podcast
Oh,
before?
yeah. A lot
Gotcha,
of people,
gotcha.
honestly. It's like every other, I think most people besides your dad.
Besides my dad? He's up there too. He's like, after this podcast, I'm on. I got this.
He's
Like, let me know. I'm about to cover this whole episode.
Yeah, I saw he was talking about, what was he talking? I'm not sure if it was about, I don't know. You guys were having good heart to heart, and I thought that was really sweet because, like, me and my dad never really have heart to hearts like that, so I thought that was really cool to see.
A heart to heart on podcast?
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
what you guys were having. He was like giving you some like, I don't want to say fatherly advice, but it was like some good life advice. It
Right.
was either him or somebody else, and they're talking about like just getting out of like a rut in a way, and
Right,
it's,
right.
like ways to.
Like keeping your head up, just keep going. Yeah, that sounds like
Yeah.
my dad.
A lot of the stuff like I hear from you is things I need to hear in the moment, and then just like, damn, I'm in my bed right now, and then like I'm seeing you guys talking and stuff, and then everybody's like kind of pretty much talking about like their grind and stuff, and like what they do to like get back up and stuff, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
maybe it's time for me to get back up.
Yeah. Because it's that. It's like everyone's doing the same, like around the same thing or figuring something out.
Yeah.
We're around the same age group. So I
Yeah.
guess, I don't know. I like take a step back and I look at everybody and I'm like, okay, we're all going through this. So it's normal to feel like this. So I bet that they're
Yeah.
feeling the same thing.
Exactly. And it's like that's the perfect example to say because I even listen to like UFC fighter interviews and stuff, and then I'll like get inspired by what they're saying about like
Yeah.
their technique on training and stuff, and then I get inspired by like the way they're speaking about like just the way they're something that they're passionate about. When someone's talking about their passion, it's easy to relate to that.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't know, like people, like my ex used to always say, like, how are you relating this to music? And I'm like, because he's passionate about it, and this is his
Yeah.
dream, and he's trying to make it work, and he's talking about how he made it work, and that's just inspires me to like go back into my studio, start a new song, finish a song, just anything. Text people, like try to
Mm.
set things up like this.
You
Like,
you start seeing connections in things related to your art from like
Mhm.
just the most random of places.
Yeah, because honestly, I took this is gonna sound so corny, but I took a lot of philosophy classes in college. So
Uh-huh.
like, it's just like kind of like putting your like trying to get the other person's perspective. Oh, my fault. Oh, that's the ram. It's trying to get the other person's perspective on like just their point of view, where they're coming from. Because there's like a lot of times when I'm like talking to someone, and when I was younger, and I would just think like, I just don't understand how you think that way, and I would
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
into like an argument that could have just been like a normal conversation, and just taking philosophy and looking at people like, let me look at it from your perspective, and if I see it in a way, like if I disagree, then it's just like what it is.
You
At
studied
least I got to see
philosophy
it.
in college?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I took like, I don't even know how far I got, but every single semester I would try to take one philosophy class just because it just made me feel like good mentally.
You're like, I'm learning something here.
Yeah.
Something deep.
Yeah, because it's just like you do history and stuff, you do language arts, you're like kind of always writing about other things, but with philosophy, it's more about like what you're experiencing and just like what you notice about other people. And I always
Hmm.
thought that was interesting. Same with like anthropology and stuff. It's like not exactly like philosophy, obviously, because you're like studying other people's like cultures and stuff, but in a way, you can relate it back to like
The
just
now.
things you see like in your day to day life, other
Right,
than
right.
like other people's like countries and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Like even how you said about philosophers, Marcus Aurelius was like the biggest one,
Hmm.
lived so many years ago, but we still feel some of the same things that this guy from way back then felt then.
Oh yeah, that's what's so cool about philosophy and religion to me is because like it's kind of I don't know because whenever like I'd compare philosophy to religion, like people are like, wait a minute, but it's like if you think about it, like even with like I think his name was like Thomas Aquinas or something, and he was like a Christian philosopher, and he was like full heartedly like Christian, but he just wanted to understand why people don't believe in God, and
Uh-huh.
he was like trying to understand why like if you have the chance to go after you die to go to heaven, why take the chance to go to hell? And I'm I don't believe in God or anything like that, so like I kind of thought that was really cool
Hmm.
for a Christian to take that perspective because
Yeah, when they start challenging their own beliefs, that's when
yeah,
it starts getting
because
interesting.
there's like a lot of pinpoints you can do in every religion, but it's like if you look at it as just like religions just for building your mindset and bettering yourself and just like taking steps to like the pursuit of happiness, like the what
Hmm.
philosophy is. That's what all religion ends up being, and that's why all of it kind of like blends into the same thing. My bad.
Hmm.
But
It all
yeah,
leads towards you living a better life in some sort of way, right?
yeah,
You learn a lesson.
yeah,
I think that's the cool thing about it. It's like it's just a bunch of lessons everywhere. Or
exactly,
you could also call them perspectives.
exactly. You can, yeah, exactly, and it just kind of makes you understand people's perspective a lot because a lot of people just like I don't know, like people get competitive and like with music and stuff and they're like,
Oh
this
yeah.
is like my favorite artist, why don't you like this? And then if you give like valid like criticism, it's like, well, what the hell? And it's just like I don't know, that's just why I don't listen to them. It's like not a knock on the artist, it's just I don't listen to them for this reason. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes I will like knock on them, like there's a couple artists where I'm like I just don't like this.
You just can't hang with them in
Yeah.
music. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's good too, because it's like
Yeah.
there's a whole group that can like this person. I don't have to
Exactly.
like that.
That's what I love about music is because anybody could love it. You can find an audience in any type of era. Like there's like fucking Tom McDonald has an audience. Like that guy's Canadian and he's rapping about American politics for whatever reason. And then you got like fucking I don't know, you just got all like types of like subgenres in hip hop. That's just like the worst one I could have brought up.
Someone
But
from like some unknown
yeah.
country using some can to
Yeah.
make a beat, and everyone's like,
Exactly.
"Oh, that's hard. That's
Exactly.
hard."
Like look at the Meek Mill like when he used to rap, just like no mic, nothing. He would sell like just random CDs and it would just be him on a rainy
Yeah,
day, just freestyling into something, and then people were like, "This is legendary."
yeah.
And
You know
when
why
people,
I think so? It's because
what?
of it had that authentic factor
Oh yeah,
behind him,
that
huh?
whole thing. I always love looking like deep diving into like just anything like old and hip hop. They just had like I don't know. I think it's like the VHS and like the camera quality. It just has like a certain nostalgia to
You have
it.
that.
Yeah.
I was looking through your
Oh,
Instagram
do
just so I
I?
can like
Thank
kind of
you, bro.
prepare for this podcast a little
Mhm.
bit, and I was looking at that. I was like, his music videos have that style where
Thank you,
it's more
bro.
like, okay, I'm I wouldn't say retro. I feel like retro's a little too old, but like early 2000s vibes where you just
Yeah.
grab your little handy cam and you're ready to record, you know?
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
what I try. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So
I
you do that in your
appreciate you
music
saying
videos?
that. What was it?
You do that on your music videos?
I try to like make them I don't know. I'm like all over the place with my promo videos. I try to make them a little bit more like my style and I try to make them like you said more handheld and like more like authentic and like close and personal. And then when I'm making the music videos, this is why I don't have like too many out cuz it's like easy just to like go with
Have
your
fun with the
phone and just like
camera,
record something or like
right?
even like with a random camera and record something. But I need for my music videos I always want them to be just like I want them to like look timeless. Like no matter what you can do like any time of the year you're like that was a cool video. I want to go look at that even if the song's not the best.
Uh-huh.
Not all my songs are the best. Like my older ones with the videos. But I just try to make them look nice. So like on YouTube, I wish there was more videos on there like there is on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, something about like having like I don't know. I have like a hard time doing it myself a lot. Like I do a lot of my music myself. I do a lot of the art myself. The promo videos are all me and stuff. But when I'm trying to like finish a product and like post it to like somewhere like YouTube or like say Spotify and all that, I need to like hand it to somebody so I'm not like trying to be like all nitpicky about it the
Uh-huh.
entire time.
You think your perfectionism shows when it starts to finalizing it?
Yeah, because like it will just never come out, and I'll just keep on like putting the lyrics to a different beat, and I'll just find something better, and I'll be like, "Fuck, now I gotta
Yeah, yeah.
readjust this whole
Nope.
thing."
Gotta start over.
Yeah, exactly. I've started like a whole. There's one album I've been working on for like the past 5 years, and I finally
5 years?
Yeah.
What?
Since I graduated high school, maybe it's been longer now, but it's called Swindler's Love, and I've just got to a point where I was like, I just need to release this in like just EP sections because it's just taking so long, and I need money to like finish it, and like I got injured, and I was just like going through other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so I just decided I need to just drop these as little EPs, but I was dropping them as singles, so I would drop one song and then keep the rest behind it and then keep on doing that. So now it's that like 6 songs. And my next time I drop it, I want to drop like a full album, but then I was like I want to capitalize on like not capitalize because it's not really capitalizing, but I want every single song to get the right amount of streams because if I release it as an album, it's gonna get like every song's probably gonna get like 20
Mm-hmm.
streams. Like most of it starts at the top and then you
You
see it
just
like slowly
slowly
dwindle
go down.
down, and I'm like, that's that's not what I want this album to be. Like I put so much time and money into this album. I want every single song to be like heard and cherished, even if you don't like it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you might like something else.
Even
'Cause
if you like one a little bit more, you
yeah,
still like this one a little bit, or you heard it. You took the
yeah.
time to hear it.
That's why I like it so much is because every single time I drop a song, it's like it finds a new audience. So
Mm-hmm.
like if you like somebody was giving me like a whole breakdown on it, and they were like one of my favorite songs, they were like, "You should stop doing this style. I don't really like it." And then I was like, "Well, did you listen to the other stuff?" And they're like, "Yeah, I like that stuff." I'm like, "Okay.
Listen to that
Well, a lot
stuff.
of people like this."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like as long as you like something, like I don't care.
Yeah, that I find that pretty cool. Like the way I've heard people say compare Drake's songs together. Like
Mhm.
Drake went hard on this one, but then this one on the other side wasn't cool at all.
Yeah, that's what I feel like Drake, when he's releasing albums, he's super focused on the singles. This is what I do. Like,
Uh-huh.
when I start an album, it's usually once I have 2 songs that sound similar, but they sound really good. And I'm like, okay, there's something here. Like, if I make maybe 2 more, there's like an EP there. And maybe I'll make 2 more. And then I'm like, okay, well, I have room for a whole project. And then I have my mind set around a project. And then you start making songs thinking about this project. And sometimes they can be a little lackluster. And I think that's what happens with Drake a lot, is because since he's so focused on these 4 songs and these are like the 4 songs that he knows are going to be the singles, the rest is just like,
Little fillers.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of his music. It's just, I don't like a lot of his albums.
Okay,
Yeah.
I agree with that one
Yeah.
actually, because I
Yeah.
remember he just came out with that new one. I
Mhm.
don't know the name of it,
I don't know either. I didn't even
but it's
know.
like a gray, like or white little dog thingy. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Oh, is it like that?
It's like a
Like
black
no
one.
behavior or something? And it's
I
like the
forgot what it's
sweater. I
called.
don't know.
But he had dropped a new album, and my friend was telling me to listen to it, and I was listening to it, and how you said there's a few songs that are good, but the whole album itself, I don't think I can listen to the whole album.
Yeah. I think the last album I listened to him like fully through was Scorpion.
Scorpion. Okay.
Yeah. And then it took me a while to listen to like the Six album or the one where he's like sitting on the
Oh, Take
Canada
Care.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's like on the thing.
Oh yeah. That album's so good. There's one song that always inspires me, and he's just rapping like this, just like normal, yada yada. And then he's just like, I don't even know. He's just like, a lot of people try to take my flow, and I'm like, why is there so much pain in his voice when he's saying that?
Because he was going through some painful times. Yeah. Who are some of your favorite artists?
My favorite artists are Amy Winehouse,
Okay.
Andre 3000. Those are like the top. Isaiah Rashad, Vince Staples.
Have you seen when Vince Staples goes into, what's it called, the cave with
The
Kenny
Cave.
Beats?
Yeah, I have.
Goes
Yeah.
crazy in there.
That guy's so swaggy. He just like I like the thumbnail. He's just like this. Yeah, he's hard. I really like him. I once I have a funny story about Kenny Beats.
Well,
When I,
Kenny Beats?
yeah,
Okay.
when I was spamming music to artists when I was younger, I was probably like 19 or 20.
Spamming music? So you're just
Yeah.
sending your music out?
Yeah, just like so I would like send like a little personal message, and one of my friends with 2 accounts caught me one time because he was like, "Wait, what?" But I would say like, "Hey man," or like I would make a like, "Hey dude, like I really wanted to like you to hear this song and I would love to like your feedback or whatever." And I would mass send that to like everybody, even like celebrities and stuff cuz like you just never know.
Yeah.
And like Kenny Beats answers. This is probably like after like maybe the third or fourth time I sent it, and he goes, "Yo, man, I'm gonna block you if you continue this." And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh man," I was like, "Well, can you at least listen to it?"
Yeah, listen to it first,
And
then block me. Then you're
and then he
good.
said no, and then I was like, "Fuck, I'm blackballed." And then I kept on sending him music after that, and he never blocked me, which I appreciated. The mute button was probably there, but I was like, I appreciate that at least.
Thanks, Kenny. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
But listen to his song.
yeah, please, Kenny.
And then
No.
block him. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Don't
Yeah,
block.
and
Don't
then
block
block
him.
me. Yeah, if you don't like it, then it's all good.
Have you ever met any of the celebrities yet?
I think the only celebrity I really met was I don't know if they're a celebrity, but they were popping at one point in the IE, which was Radio Bass. He was cool.
Radio
But
who?
Radio Bass.
Okay.
He was bless the bottom.
Oh, ding,
I just like
ding.
that was it, but I just like kind of shook his hand, and then I was watching him finish a song, and then
Well, that song's only an IE thing, no?
yeah.
So I
But
guess
he
he's
signed
famous
it
in the
too
IE.
short. Yeah, yeah.
So he's got some fame behind him.
He's got
I
a
guess that
little bit of
counts.
fame. He signed it too short, but I don't know. I like him. He has like some cool stuff on SoundCloud that he released like way back when I was like always like lurking at people's music. He
Mhm.
made like I think he's like signed to something where he's like only supposed to make party music, but on SoundCloud he released like all this like lyrical stuff, and I was like, this kind of goes hard.
Oh, like stuff he actually
Yeah,
wants to do?
yeah. Because I think he's like signed to something where he's not allowed to do that, but that's just me fucking bullshitting. I don't even know.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. That sucks.
yeah, that does suck.
He just
but-
can't create anything he actually wants to
I
create.
know. It's just like I mean, his last song, "Demon Time," the demon time, demon. That's like a joke that me and my friends always reference because it's so funny. It's like he's dressed like a vampire, and there's this girl, and she's like, "It's demon." I forget what her thing is, but he's like, "It's demon time.
You had me
It's
a vampire,
demon
bro.
time. It's still alive."
Blah blah blah. You know,
Yeah,
hit him with
exactly.
one of
That's
those.
what he does. I think he does that. He goes, "Blah."
At least
Like,
once
we
in the
doing
song.
69. It's just so bad. And then the girl comes in and she's like, "It's demon time, demon." She's like really trying to sing on it. I'm like,
She's
bro.
going in too.
Yeah,
She's feeling
like,
it.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell too. Like all the layers and stuff. It's just everything about that song just cracks me up.
Do people still use SoundCloud?
I use it, but
Like, if you're an artist and you're trying to like get your music out, should you be posting on SoundCloud still? Because I remember there was a time where everyone was posting
Yeah.
on SoundCloud.
I don't even know where you would post it now because TikTok for a while it ruined it.
Oh yeah.
But then now it's like all saved because all those artists like took I'm not sure what happened exactly, but like a bunch of artists signed to UMG or something, they got their music taken down from TikTok, which is like super good for music because the billboards would change, like it would not all be like TikTok sounds.
Oh
And
yeah.
which is like fine and stuff because it's not like the TikTok sounds are bad songs. It's like
Some of them are just like, oh, I want to leave that on TikTok. I don't want to get out of here and then still
Yeah.
listen to it.
didn't like Jimmy Fallon like just or Jimmy I don't know, one of the
Jimmys.
Yeah. He like just put some TikTok singer on and he was like he brought it up and he was like already giggling as he was bringing it up, and then like the band members were like, "What is this?" And they're
Wait, why was he giggling? Because they were TikTok artists?
yeah, I think it was like a joke artist, like
Uh.
the Echo 2K or whatever his name is.
Oh, okay. So they got famous on TikTok. He's like, I'm really about to present this dude.
I don't know if he was trying to protect him. I think he was just trying to like make a little joke out of the.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, like.
You know Jordan Polani?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
He was telling me, he's like, it's kind of scary for some artists to
Hmm.
go famous on TikTok because they don't want to be known as a TikTok
Oh
artist.
yeah,
I'm like, but you're getting like recognition and fame out of it. You're getting money out of it. You're doing what you like to do. He's
yeah.
like, yeah, bro, but being labeled as a TikTok artist,
No, I get him.
he's like, instead of just like your artist, I'm like, I don't know about that.
That's why I never posted my music or like try to promo too often on TikTok. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it would have banged and stuff, but like I see what Jordan's doing a lot, and I gotta respect him a lot for it because I just can't put myself in like a situation like in like that. Like I'm not too vulnerable. I always think I'm vulnerable for a camera up until I see people doing stuff like that, and I'm like, that's probably just a little bit too out of my comfort zone because I don't really like tweet too often. I don't post too often. I don't talk about myself too often. I feel like when you're a TikTok artist, I'm sorry, Jordan,
Yeah.
but like when you're posting on TikTok a lot, you're you're just putting yourself more out there, and people are expecting a lot more of you, kind of like how they would expect from like a streamer or like a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like I think he's doing it in a good way because he's not just popping on TikTok, he's popping on Instagram and YouTube. So like what everything he's doing is working perfectly, but I can understand his frustrations
Mm-hmm.
like about being labeled a TikTok artist. I think his music's good and great enough to not be labeled a TikTok artist, but maybe like with all the like the UMG or whatever it's called, like them taking TikTok music down,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he'll just
Make a
kind
switch
of,
over to something
yeah, and
else.
like maybe people won't recognize him for that and just recognize him as the artist they saw on Instagram promoting his music.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like you get the distinction between like a TikTok artist and like an artist coming from TikTok.
Yeah, because like a TikTok artist, they'll like be promoting one song for a year.
Yeah.
Like,
And then the song blows up and they're like, "Oh, why am I getting so much recognition off of this one song?"
yeah, it's because you're posting it every single day for 6 months at least. Like, there's one girl that I always heard, and she would be singing or she'd be swinging on a she'd be swinging on a swing, and she would be singing her heart out this like beautiful indie song, and I was always waiting for her to drop it, and I would just always read the comments, and then I would always like take breaks from TikTok, like I would just forget that it's there, and then I'd open it, and then she would be posting a new video with the same song, and then people are like, "Well, when's it dropping?" And I'm like, "She hasn't dropped this yet. She's not even making money off of this."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
She waited too long.
yeah, like, well, she could still make money off of it. It just needs to be on a streaming platform.
Hmm.
But she could literally be on billboards and stuff if she posted it to other things. But if you're only promoting it on TikTok, like, nobody's gonna care once it's actually out because they've heard it like a bajillion times or that part of like a bajillion times.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Coy Leroy just went through that. Like she was promoting a song for like a good 5 months. The time it dropped, it probably got like less than 100,000 streams, which is insane because
Hmm.
everyone was begging for it. And then as soon as she dropped it, I can hear my fucking arm cracking in the mic.
Your arm cracking?
Yeah, I'm just an old man.
No, my shoulder pops like that too.
Yeah,
It's weird. It hurts sometimes too.
dude, I have everything cracks. My girlfriend always wakes me up saying like you're an old man, but
I think that it's the way we lay down, or like, how do you sleep
yeah,
at night? Do you sleep like this?
yeah.
I sleep like that too. I mess up my shoulders
It's
so
always
much.
this one too. That actually makes sense.
What happened with your ankle?
Oh my god.
You said you were injured in bed.
Yeah.
That
So
sucks. What
I
happened?
got injured once before on this ankle, and I was out of work for like maybe 2 months. And by the time I got back, I was walking and stuff. They just didn't allow me back. It was like almost like the same thing with this injury.
Hmm.
But I was walking and stuff, and I was telling my friend on the phone, I was like, I feel so good. Like, I'm probably not going to go to physical therapy. Like, I can just do it here, like on the job, or like while I'm like working out, do it myself. And I was doing that, and I was like sprinting. I'm a delivery driver, sorry.
Okay.
And I was like sprinting like my route and stuff, going door to door. And by the end of one of the stops, I was like, damn, my ankle feels a little tight. So like every now and then, I'll just like go in the back of the van and like stretch it and like try to do like some things.
Roll it out a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just like, and it was working and stuff, but yeah, I see. So I'm driving to a house, and I see a little kid driving in his little like his toy car with his grandma, and I'm like, I'm gonna make this kid want to be a delivery driver one day. And when I
I'm gonna
pop out of the
inspire
van,
him.
yeah, so I'm gonna inspire this kid. I'm gonna inspire somebody. He's gonna be like, Grandma, I want to be like that guy. And then I pop out of the van, as soon as I like touch like the ground, like my foot hits a curb, and I have no idea what happened, but I'm holding like a really heavy box on my shoulder, and as soon as like the foot hit the curb, like my whole body weight just like kind of went with it, and
Oh
then like
no.
it rolled, and then I hopped on this foot, and I was like, damn, that hurt. So I went to lay back, and then I hit my head on something.
Oh my
So I'm
gosh.
just like, my ears are ringing, and I'm like, damn, like I haven't hurt myself this bad in a while, like where my ears are ringing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like just holding my ankle. The grandma's running towards me now.
She saw you too.
Yeah.
What did the kids say?
The kid's like, he was probably the first one over to me. He's like, Mister, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, bud."
Dangerous job, huh?
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm like,
It's the exact opposite of what you wanted him
exactly. I was like, fuck. Like the lady told me it looked and sounded really bad, and I was like, no, I'm fine. Like this happens all the time. I'm like healing from this one.
to. Limps away.
Yeah, I'm like,
We're good.
I was sitting there for a second, and then she sat there with me, and then the kid went and got me ice, and then he came back, and then she was like, do you need me to help you to your van? And I was like, I think I got it. And I get up, and I just like put a little bit of weight on it. I was like, yeah, probably. So thankfully she was there. Otherwise I would have just been like hopping over.
Uh-huh.
But I went up over there, and then I thought it was fine because I've sprained this one before, and
Oh, been there, done that.
yeah,
No
I
big
just
deal.
assumed it was like not too bad. So I was like talking to like my coworkers, and then
The story to tell, huh?
yeah, they're like, "What happened this time?" And then I
This
was
time?
like, "Yeah," because it was just right after this one.
Oh my.
And then this one coworker that was literally just like about to teach me like how to fight a little bit better, because he's a MMA boxer. Shout out MMA Matrix.
MMA
Anthony
Matrix.
De Silva. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah, he's a really good fighter.
I'm gonna have to look into this.
Yeah, he's my coworker. He's such a good fighter, but as soon as he saw me, he was just like disappointed. I was like, fuck.
You
And then,
lost to
uh,
the floor?
yeah, pretty much. Like this undefeated dude's just like and I walk over, and then he was like, how bad is it? I was like, should I take off my boot? He's like, probably not. Like keep the pressure there. And then I was like, I sat there for probably 20 minutes, and we were just like talking about our routes. And then I was like, this is probably gonna be like a month. And then I I take off like my boot just to look at it, and all I had to do was just like
Oh,
open up my sock a little bit, and I just see like a golf ball, not even a golf ball, like a
yeah.
baseball just on my ankle. And I was like, all right, guys, I got to go to the emergency room.
It's such a weird feeling, huh? Like everything's swollen up, but it hurts, but
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt because it's numb.
Yeah,
At the same
exactly.
time?
That I don't know if it was adrenaline, but yeah, I remember I was kind of like in denial even when I was driving home. Like even though every single speed bump hurt, I was like, oh.
It's alright.
And
It'll
then
be
I
better
got in the
tomorrow.
shower, and by the time I like stand in the shower, like the whole ankle's just fucked. And yeah, I just went to the ER, and they told me it was fractured. And then the doctors I was going to, they prescribed me like 16 PT visits, and then I was starting to do those. And the next time I went back, I was walking, and then he goes, I'm gonna say you have to be off of work for another month. And I was like, bro, I walked in here.
Yeah, I drove
So,
here.
I like walked back in there, I have him like fix it, and then yeah, I was just like helping them out with nonsense, and the rest is kind of boring from there.
And so,
But-
you, are you still working there?
Oh yeah, they're best. They're, I don't know, I'm not gonna say their name, but they are the best employers I've ever had, like
Yeah.
by far. Like
So you like it there?
yeah, I love them. Like they love me, I love them. Like it's like bad to like, I know that it's bad to like for like someone to be like, oh, my workplace is like family, but they're like family in the best way. Like they look out for their workers and stuff,
Alright.
and just make sure you're good like every stop of the way, literally. And I have nothing bad to say about them.
That's good.
Yeah,
At least you don't detest it, right?
yeah, like, and me and my boss got really close after my injury
Injury.
because I was helping her out a lot. So I just got to like get a lot of insight on how she ran things, and I was like, bro, you're like the only like actual like good-hearted employer I've ever met. Like everybody I've worked for has been like pretty
Messed
much
up?
the devil.
Oh,
like
yeah.
like just terrible people like through and through, just like looking at employees as like disposable. And then they're like, they have like the highest retention rate in California for like their whatever, and that's because they don't fire anybody.
Yeah,
Because they're like,
They make sure it's working
Yeah.
out.
if something's going bad, they like talk to the people, like what's going on at home and stuff, and then figure it out. And then I don't know, they're just amazing people. Like I really respect them a lot and how they run everything. My parents are always like, they're gonna fire you, like, because I was injured for literally 5 months. Like there was a good time where I was
Wow.
walking for a lot of it. I wasn't I was injured for 3 months, and then I was walking around for 2 months before I was actually like driving around again.
Mhm.
And I thought that was ridiculous. Like we went
So
through
how
two
is it now?
doctors. It's good. Like I do boxing and stuff. That's all I could really do like for working out. I can't run for shit right now because every single time I run it like
Yeah.
clicks. But like having this foot out, also boxing is good because I know I'm not gonna get kicked in like the leg.
Yeah.
But
No heavy lifting.
yeah, there's like the worst of it is like squatting, but that like helps with my ankle a lot to be honest.
Yeah.
But
But
like
like light squats, huh?
honestly, no, they're kind of crazy.
What?
Yeah, they have me doing like jumping squats and stuff, and they're
Wow.
like the first one, it's like a loud pop in my ankle, and then it's like after that, I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Like how high is the squat? Because my ass is thinking like high. I don't even think I
Oh
can do
no,
it.
like you just obviously I could probably like pop up like higher when I wasn't injured, but now it's like I just like hop up as high as I can, so it's probably like not even like
Okay.
too far off of the ground, but like it helps. It's my footwork's terrible because it's like my ankle, but it's like for practice and stuff.
You
It's
feel
just
it though, right? Like
yeah.
when you're like stepping around.
It's I feel it when I'm stepping around, but it's honestly not as bad as if I was like to have this as my lead foot and this as like my
Mhm.
like backing up and stuff. That would hurt. But
Yeah.
like just
If
like
that was your
using
rear
this,
foot, that would definitely hurt. All the
yeah,
weight on it all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, that would suck.
It's just yeah. I try to run and stuff. Like I was trying to run for a delivery, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably never gonna do that again.
Yeah. What about dogs?
Dogs,
Any dog stories to the delivery driver?
not for me personally, but I've heard
Lucky,
like people
lucky.
getting bitten by dogs. But like I don't even know how. Like I'm pretty safe when it comes to dogs. Like I can tell when they're like pretty friendly because I've had so many dogs like in my life, so I can tell when like a dog's gonna be like a dick or like like cool. But like the past 3 days there was dogs that I was seeing and they were all playing with each other, so I knew like if I got out, the worst they were gonna do is like try to play with me.
Uh-huh.
And then there's been times where I see a dog and I have to like yell at the owner to be like, bro, what are you
Hey,
doing?
go grab it real quick because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna deliver this thing right now.
Or like I'll be trying to get out and like one time one time I was getting out of a van and this guy was like his dog ran all the way up to my door as I opened it, and then it was like Pomeranian, so it wasn't gonna do anything. But I didn't want to hurt it by like stepping on it or like put the car in like park and then like rolls a second. I just didn't want it to get hurt. And the owner walks up and he's just like looking at me, looking at his dog, looking at me like, isn't this such a sweet moment? And I was like, bro, get your dog.
He's like, my dog can kill him.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I'm not gonna touch your dog. Get it.
Come touch my dog.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it felt like. Oh, actually, no, there was this guard dog.
Oh no.
There was a guard dog just running circles around my van when I was trying to go to like this really nice big house, and the owner was just watching, and I was just looking at him, and he just looked like just a mad like owner. Like if I said like, "Can you control your dogs?" He'd be like, "You control it."
Yeah.
Like he had no shirt, and
It's
he
your
was like
fault.
hunched over. Yeah,
Yeah.
big glasses, white hair, looked like a general, and he was just like, "Run it over," and I was like, "Ha ha ha!" Like, get your dog.
Actually does it.
I'm like, okay, you told me.
Hey, my dog.
What the hell? Like, I was like joking around with him. I was like, bro, you got a good guard dog though, and he was like, yeah, yeah. I was like, just grab the
I
dog.
know.
Yeah, I know. Just like mad at me. I'm like, bro,
You don't gotta tell me.
what's in this box?
You just take offense to everything out here, don't you? And oh wow, okay. But now you're back in action, back to work.
Yeah. Just being a dick.
Yeah, for everything,
I've
dude.
had a couple of like customers like that too.
It's funny though, cause like you know how they are now. So it's like, this person's just a dick. I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. It's
I was
fine.
dropping off a package, like walking away from this guy's front door, and there wasn't a lot of space to back out, so I had to use his driveway. And he runs up to my car, like this old man, and he was like, "Don't use my driveway again." And I was like, "Bro, I just dropped this off to your house."
Yeah,
And he was
yeah.
like, "Don't use my driveway again." And I was like, "Okay, man." And I was like backing up, and he was like following the front of the car, like to
Some
block
people are
me.
weird.
Yeah, and I was like, "Bro, either having a bad day or he's retired and has like nothing better to do."
Yeah,
'Cause-
like you say that, and I know that there's people like that.
yeah,
Like, bro, I'm gonna be gone in 2 seconds.
people over there just like this is like in Orange County area, like San Clemente.
Okay.
And like I always tell people like I preferred like when I worked in LA because like everybody had somewhere to be. Like if there was a slow car, like everybody would just get around them, maybe honk at them, maybe brake check them, but like they would keep them going. But if you go to San Clemente, everybody's just like they're retired or they're just in their own world and they're just driving like at like 15 miles per hour on the freeway, and you're just like,
You know which kind of old people I like? The old people that just don't give a fuck about anything.
yeah, me too.
Like they're just like, you know what? I'm already at this age. I'll take my chances with anything.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
They're just like crack jokes if something bad happens.
And if you
Like,
get
that's the
mad, they're
best.
just like,
Yeah,
man.
that's
You
the
know?
best. That is the best, honestly. That's how my grandpa was.
They'll like move on with their lives like
Yeah.
nothing ever happened, but you're still there like, what just happened?
My grandpa would be like just sitting there watching like race car, like his NASCAR, and then my mom would be like getting mad at him for something random, and he would just be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I know."
But look at the car.
Yeah, look how fast that one is. So funny.
Raises the volume so you won't hear it.
Yeah, he would just be like beer in hand.
You just
Wiener dog
chilling
right
the entire
there.
time in the living room, not without a worry in the world. That's how I want to be.
Yeah, that's
you
how
know?
I want to be too. That's how my papa is too. He's just like, whenever something bad happens, he'll just look at me like, "Get a load of this guy," like something like that.
You think I care?
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm lucky to have that.
But you're back to work and back to making music.
Oh yeah, I've honestly like, I don't know why when I was injured I made. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I accidentally hit that. It's like shaking. I think when I was injured, I didn't make any music whatsoever. Like I would go to my friend Cody's house, Big Juice, shout out, and we have like an album that we've been working on like the entire year,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like the most I would do for music. Like I wouldn't make music on my own. Like I would just do it with him, and that was really helpful because I don't know. I was just like in a rut with like writing just music in general. Like I was beating myself up. I haven't done this in a minute. Like I don't know how to go about this for some reason.
Yeah.
And I would go to his house and it would just kind of remind me, or it
Did
would
you
just
feel
be,
like a beginner?
refreshing. What was that?
Did you feel like a beginner?
A beginner in a way because I was like going from making like pop and not rock, pop and rap music to punk and rock and kind of metal and indie and like all this random stuff that we combined into like one album.
Mhm.
But going to him at first, it was really hard because like he could tell you like in the beginning he was like having to retrain me how to say things on beat, and I was like, bro, this has never happened to me before.
On beat?
Yeah, like when I rap and stuff, like it's really easy and it's not like too different from what I'm doing when I'm on that, but I think it's just like hearing the guitars and the drums being in a different type of pattern, and rap music is like not formulaic, but I was rapping on a lot of YouTube beats, so it's like formulaic. It's gonna be like you got the hook, you got
Mhm.
maybe a bridge, you got a verse, you got the bridge, you got the hook, and it's gonna repeat that again. But with him, it's like the song's constantly building, and then the outro is like this super theatric feeling
A huge thing, yeah.
and then it just like ends. And then I try to do that on my own, and I'm like, bro, this is so fucking boring. Like these beats are so boring.
Yeah.
And like I'm always like I need to go back to him because like not only is he making like music like just off the cuff, like he's doing every single instrument in the song, like I'm also giving him like my ideas and stuff, and he's adding his ideas and we're collaborating on it, so it's like we're both building the beat in a way, even
Yeah.
though it's all him completely. I'm just
Two
adding a
minds are
little bit of
greater
my
than
mind.
one type of feel.
Yeah. And he started inviting like he's once we finished the album, like the rough draft, we started taking it more seriously, but he started like thinking about the instrumentals more. Like I thought everything he did was great, but he's already a talented musician, so he's already going to see like the flaws in his music. So he started inviting people like someone in his band named Michael. Shout out, I Am Snail.
I am Snail.
Yeah, that's their band name. They're really,
Nice.
really, really, really talented. Like they help me a lot with my music. Like they're all so collaborative. But Michael, he's a guitarist and a singer, and he's super talented. Like he's
Mhm.
probably one of the best guitarists I think I've heard. Like
We need to have him and Adrian have a guitar off.
honestly, yeah. Wait, Adrian,
Like Wave of Discord? Wave, Ergie's
Wait.
brother.
they might know each other.
They might know each other?
Yeah,
I gotta see that happen then.
yeah. I was like, but he's, yeah, he's. I need to hit him up too for guitars.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wait. Does he do screamo music too?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I do know him, man. I think I might be wrong. I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah.
But
He's super cool.
yeah. Does he go to Norco College?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Never mind. Might be a different person. I know who he is though. I've worked with Ergie a couple of times when I used to work with Isaac. Do you know who Isaac is?
And I don't know who
No.
Isaac is.
Yeah, Isaac. Oh, you know Jay though. Jay Bowers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know Jay.
I met Jay through Isaac, and then I'm pretty sure Isaac met Ergie through Jay. But yeah, all good people.
It all
Shit, what was I
connects
saying?
together.
Yeah, literally.
It's crazy because all the music people are all in one group. It's like I have
Yeah.
my friends and they all make music. I have my friends and they
Yeah.
all do this. It's like you section them off a little bit.
That's how I want to be, but I feel like I'm always like the outsider of all the music stuff because I never go outside of my house.
No, I feel you. I never
Yeah.
leave my house either.
Like the only time I leave is if I got a performance, a music video, I'm going on a date.
hmm You're more of a homebody.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no problem with that at all. I like my house.
I
I like
used to
being
think
home.
there was a problem with it because my
Right.
friends always go out, and then I was like,
Was it like FOMO?
I would feel a lot of FOMO, and then by the time I'm there, I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, I want to go home.
Like my friend just invited me to the Grammys after party, and
Ooh.
then it was my grandma's birthday on Sunday, so I couldn't do that. And then I was like thinking if I actually did do it, I was like, would I even have fun? Like, there's like opportunities there, but like, I don't know. Like, I like networking and stuff. Like, I like talking to people. I just don't like being in big rooms. Like,
Yeah.
the other day I was in the studio and I was interning for my friend. And there's like maybe like just 6 people in there. It just felt like so much was going on. I could barely focus.
Yeah.
And I was like trying so hard to focus on like what was going on the screen. And then like the best I could do was just like help the guy out with like pitch some ideas before I walked out because I was like too overwhelmed.
Yeah. I
It's a
get you.
lot, Yeah.
It's like social battery just goes down so fast.
Yeah.
I get you. Because I do well in crowds. Like if there's like a bunch of people,
Mhm.
like I'll do good,
Yeah.
but only for like a good while. Then I need a break.
Yeah. That's how I am too. It's like I can barely focus on a conversation because I'm like, is somebody else calling my name? And I'm like always looking around at stuff because I'm like, what's going on? Like I hate going to bars. Like bars, clubs. That's pretty much it. I hate festivals so much. I like concerts though. I don't like festivals.
Like I'd rather perform at them and that's it.
Yeah. I would literally be standing in the crowd like one day that's gonna be me.
No, it's that feeling when you're at a festival or at a club and then you start doing this. You're like,
Yeah. I was like standing like this at a Mick Jenkins concert, and he was like, "Oh, you guys need to stop trying to act cool and looking like this." And then I looked at my friend, and then I was like,
I'm not cool.
and my name was Reggie Flaza at the time, and he goes,
Reggie Flaws?
"Yeah, Reggie Flaza," because one of my favorite rappers was Reggie Snow, and I was like, "I want to be called Reggie."
So
like,
my
for
name is
whatever
Reggie
reason.
Flaws. So how'd you make that switch?
My name's Waylin for reals.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I was talking to my friend Natate, and he was like, "Why don't you just go by Waylin? Like that's so much cooler."
Waylin Flaza does sound cool.
Thank you, bro. Like I think it sounds cool. I always like have like random names that pop into my head that I think would be cooler, but then I'm like, it's just too late now.
What about Flaza? Where did that come from?
Flaza, it was at the year when Future was making the song, or whoever was making the song, that Flaza,
Okay.
and it like kind of sounded like that. I can't remember what the song was, but I kept on like singing that randomly, and then I was at Burger Basket over here, and
Oh,
then
so good.
You know that like thing across the street? It like says something, but it says Plaza.
Ah,
Yeah.
wait. Yeah,
So
I think I
was
do.
like sitting in the drive-through, and then a leaf was covering it. And then I looked at my friend. And I was like, "Look, it says Flase or something like that." And then he was like, "Where?" And I was like, "Right there." And then like the tree moved, and I was like, "Oh, it says Plaza." And I was like, "Wait, Plaza?" And I started going by that.
So it all started at Burger's Basket.
Yeah, literally like getting a burger and being like Flaza, and then I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Wait." Flaza, because my rap name before that was terrible. It was like EF Malice or something.
EF Malice?
Yeah.
Dang, you made a huge switch.
Yeah, I was like an MF Doom fan. I would be like on beats like humana.
I like MF Doom.
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
listen to a lot of his music, but the times that like I listen to a song and then a random song plays next and it's MF Doom,
Yeah,
most of the time I've been enjoying it.
Ergie's a big MF Doom fan. I have
Yeah.
like a core memory of him just like word for word rapping an MF Doom song at an open mic, and I was like, how the hell do you even know what he's saying?
He's like, bro,
yeah,
easy.
exactly.
That's what I
Exactly
do.
his reaction.
Do you like
Man,
performing more or making the music more?
definitely performing. I feel like I make music to perform it.
I've
Like I'm
heard that a
always
lot.
thinking about that. And I feel like for a while that was killing the music because I was making rap music, so I would be like on there like even if it was like a sad song or about love, I would be like rapping like this, da 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 da, and I was like, everyone would always say, just calm down, like talk in your normal voice, and I'm like, I am.
I'm just angry.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I would just that's kind
Actually,
of
I'm very happy.
yeah. I'm actually a very happy person, even though my music's very sad. No, I'm actually a very sad person.
You think you're a very sad person or a very happy person?
I think people think I'm a very happy person, but like in my chest, I know I'm a very sad person.
Why are you a sad person?
I don't know. I just get sad about things. Like I can't write music about happy stuff. It's very hard for me. Like if it's coming from a happy place, it's usually like coming from a place of like wanting happiness or wanting like longing something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like one of my like jumpiest songs called "Get It."
Get it?
Yeah, it's like go get it. I don't need. It's like very like
Hmm.
poppy and hoppy, and like once you listen to it, you're like, oh, this is a heartbreak song, and it's like this is all about like you wanting to be loyal and finding like a loyal person. And then my other song, "Helpless," it sounds like a super like upbeat
Yeah.
song, but it's like literally all about like suicide and stuff.
Hmm.
And then "Eyes Low," that's just about my friend's censored dialogue. She wrote the chorus, and that's like pretty much what I was writing about, which was just about suicide and like wanting somebody to like understand like where you're coming from, but every single time you're trying to explain like your where just what you're thinking, like they won't understand and they'll be
Yeah.
like maybe like I don't know, I don't think the word gaslight's the right word, but like try to make you feel small about the situation, like oh
Oh,
that
like
didn't
it's not
happen,
even. Yeah.
like something like that, like you're crazy, that didn't happen, like yada yada, and it's like but that did happen.
Um, I don't know the word, but it's like they're canceling out. It's like when people call you crazy. It's
Hmm.
like, oh, you're just crazy. It defies everything that you just said. Everything you
Exactly.
just explained doesn't mean anything anymore.
I feel like a lot of exactly like that. Exactly. I feel like a lot of my music, um, I don't know. It comes from like trying to like a lot of my music came from kind of like a journal, like journaling what people won't listen to me saying. I was always like coming from the mindset that if you're not gonna listen to me here, someone's gonna like at least hear my words like
Hmm.
here. And a lot of like my Confess album, I I like the album, but it's like a mixtape because it's just like a bunch of rough tracks. But
Hmm.
that song, that whole album, it was originally like just talking about like childhood trauma and all this stuff that people would just kind of ignore and I was like, well, I'm gonna like finally get somebody to hear it, finally get someone to listen because every single time I say it, it's just like falls on deaf ears or it's that didn't happen. So I made all these songs about family and stuff, and then I kind of grew up, and then I would listen to it, and then I got a better relationship with my family, and just kind of grew up, and I was like, I don't need to make this,
Hmm.
I don't need to release it, so it's just there for me.
That's fucking
And
brave, bro. Like
yeah,
just going on a track and having to say what you gotta say.
yeah, I'll be like recording it, like crying. My
Yeah.
mom's probably like the only one in my family that's really heard it, and maybe my brother. And my brother even like is like that didn't happen. I'm like, well, you weren't there for some of that stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
just like that's a whole nother story. But
Well, that happened to you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, stuff happened. Yeah,
I get you.
yeah. And then there's still things like that happen. Like now I'm like more like if you tell me that didn't happen, I'm gonna like make sure you knew it happened. Like I'm a, like like what people do a lot. Like if I tell them something, they'll laugh and I'm like, it's not funny. Like what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
what's funny about that? And then they'll be like, oh. I'm like, I'm serious. Like what part of that's funny? Like tell me. Like go over there and tell them that. And then they'll be like, oh, and then like just random stuff like that. And a lot of my music's just like kind of just speaking out for myself, not speaking out against anything particular, but like just ways I feel. Like, because I feel like up until my girlfriend, or just a lot of my friends, there's a few friends that are like just like open and understand and just like listen to me. But a lot of them like will try to like shrink an idea and be like, well, this is also happening in the world. And I'm like, I get that, but I'm talking about me right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like saying that my thing's greater than this. I'm just saying this is what I'm going through. And
Yeah.
like, or like when people like try to relate to something that's just not even relatable.
It's our
It's just like,
attention span, man.
yeah.
It's I've been trying to fix it myself, and it's super hard to fix your attention span and actually like sit and listen to somebody
Yeah.
without thinking of literally anything else. Because right now I could talk to you about, I don't know, something that came up on my TikTok or something in the
Exactly.
world, but
Yeah.
instead of just like sitting in and locking in and focusing,
I honestly think it's like them trying to relate in a positive way and just trying to understand you.
they just don't know how to do it.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think sometimes the best way to understand someone is just to listen.
yeah. Sometimes
Like,
you just gotta shut up.
yeah. Like I learned that a lot talking to people, and I'm like another thing with philosophy, like sometimes you just gotta listen and sometimes you just won't understand what the person's saying. Like if
That's why you
someone
have two
was like a
ears and one
parent.
mouth.
Yeah, exactly. 2 ears and one mouth. That's perfect. Like a tunnel.
Speak less, listen more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Man.
But your music has been changing over time. How do you think of it now? Like, is it still the same thing?
I think it's close to being the same thing. I feel like it's a lot more mature.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know how to express things a lot better.
Because at the
Like,
end of the day, your music is it's an extension of you,
yeah, that's how
right?
I look at it, definitely. Like I literally look at it as a big journal. So it's like the things I want people to hear, I'll put it in, but I'll
Mhm.
also be writing songs that are for me. So I'll have a lot of lyrics that might like even if like I won't put out the song, the flow might inspire me, so I'll rewrite the flow in something else.
Mhm.
But I just won't use the lyrics and I'll keep that song tucked away.
Yeah,
Just
for
from
yourself.
me and my friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, my music's a lot more mature now. Like I've moved from even like the rap music's more mature.
Hmm.
Like before I felt like it was like super bouncy, jumpy, and kind of like it was kind of more focused on me, but now it's like more I try to make it like a team effort. Like this album I'm working on, it's like a very like West Coast sounding rap album that I'm
Hmm.
working on with my friend Lil Chris Jeezy.
Little Chris Jeezy.
His
Okay.
name's Chris, but um I named the EP Royale with G's because I thought that was like a little cool play on his name,
Uh-huh.
and just like I thought it'd be funny to be like this is my G's,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's GEEZ,
yeah. Jeez.
and yeah, like G's. um, that whole album, it's just all me and him. So he was like sent me like a bunch of throwaway tracks, and he was like, I'm probably just these beats suck. I don't like them. And I like listened to them. I was like, there's a lot of things you can do with these.
There's something you like from them.
Yeah, like I just was like putting throwaway lyrics on it, and I was also recording at Top Head Studios a lot. I was interning for him, so I got to see like how he was recording other rappers and singers. What really caught me was how he recorded singers, and I just brought that over to rap music, which I was already kind of doing. I just had a better idea of how to do it after seeing like a beautiful singer do it, and I started making like just I got on a track rapping like this.
Mhm.
Like, what's the song? Damn, that's the American dream, like damn. And then I would like layer with damn, that's the American dream. Like put that to the left. Maybe do
Make
another
it pan
recording,
out.
put it to the right. And then do like another type of idea, and then it just grows, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like this is something I couldn't do if I was just rapping. This sounds like a legit song.
It's
Like
being built. Yeah, I see it.
I'm like, damn, I kind of sound like Snoop Dogg. No.
Like Snoop.
Yeah, like Snoop. That's exactly how it. The best example would be,
Just think of the word cruise.
yeah, I'm cruising.
I'm
That's
cruising.
what literally. That's. Let me show you the cover.
Look at me funny, I'll leave you with the bruising.
I'll leave you with the bruising.
Keeping
Matthew
it peaceful,
McConaughey
we
flow.
trucing.
It's my Matthew McConaughey flow.
Mm-hmm. You already know. All right, what are we pulling up? What are we pulling up?
This is the cover for me.
Oh, this looks nice. I like the colors.
Thank you.
Is this drawn?
Yeah, I can show you a couple of my other ones too.
Did you draw this?
Oh no, that's Kiku. I need to look at his username.
This looks pretty cool. I like the colors a lot.
Thank you so much.
Real with
Named Noah,
G's.
though.
That's nice. Are you gonna digitalize it,
I'm not sure. To
or are
be
you gonna leave it
honest.
as like the actual drawing?
I'll show you the other ones he did. He's super talented.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Thank you so much.
That's the album cover.
That's the album cover for the one with me and Chris, and this is the album cover with me and Cody, the punk album.
Oh, okay. I see the different
It's
vibes.
very I sent him the Twisted Metal cover, and I said I want it to look like the Tony Hawk Underground.
Yeah,
art.
yeah. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
This is cool. I like all the colors.
He digitalized that one though.
This looks dope. I like this.
Let me show you the digitalized one. I don't like how I like the digitalized one, but I'm like, look how perfect. The other one just looks gritty enough where it's like it goes
Yeah,
with the punk.
I get it. The other one looks more raw. This looks cleaned
Yeah.
up, freshened up.
I was like, I need it to be like, oh.
Yeah, like smash.
That album's called I Feel Cool Looking Up, so it's like imagining. I'm trying to figure out the intro because it's like trying to get the concept to like wrap up. Like the album is done, but I'm trying to like get the concept to like work.
Mm-hmm.
And I want it to be like, I'm falling down to the pits of hell. Boom. I'm like saying around stuff. Boom. My life's going down. Boom. And then like, I don't know, heartbeats. Intro.
Laser.
I don't know. That's just how I see it. I don't know.
No.
I have like an idea of me like being wrapped in chains, like trying to get out of it, like yelling, like oh, and like lightning crashing down like a metal video.
Do you envision the music video first or the song first?
I used to imagine. My bad. I used to imagine the music video first, and then
Because it gives you more of that feel of what you want for the song, right?
yeah. What helps is for me is imagining the album and then like getting like the idea of like where it's gonna pave. So like what I was saying earlier with like the first 4 tracks, like you get those first like singles and you're like okay. And now when I look at it, I'm like, I look at the singles and I'm like, if they sound similar enough, this could work in this part of the album. But if they sound different, I know exactly what this part of the album is gonna be like. So when I look at albums now, I look at it like the way you might write like an essay or like a way you might write a song, just like a road mapping it in a way. And I just think of it a little bit bigger instead of just like the lyrics. I'm thinking of like how the audience is going to listen to it, how it's going to go into the next song. So like I usually like to start off with, it doesn't really matter. Like people always start it off differently, but I like to start it off with like really excited music, like in the beginning, like super poppy, like in your face, punchy, like whatever it might be, like anything that's gonna like
The
catch
attention
the
grabber?
attention. Yeah. So like you got the hook, and then like in the middle, you got the paragraph, and that's like a little bit of the slower, like more intimate stuff.
Okay.
And then on the outro, it could either be like super like grand, or it could just like keep on getting like more like melancholy, and it's like even sadder
To end the story. Right.
That's just how I look at it. Like how
It
do
really
you
is
want
like an
this album
essay.
to look? So like if it's like in my head, like I'm seeing it like a funnel like going down, then I want the album cover to like look like sad and stuff. And I'll explain this to the artist. Thank God he like I also explain it with like comic books. So like thank God the artist, he's super talented. He knows comics. Well, does he know comics? I don't know if he knows comics, but he gets my ideas when I'm like showing him comics. But he's super well versed in cartoons and stuff, and he's just I don't know, he's just super talented.
He's
And,
got that creative mind.
like, I give him an idea and he just runs with it, and then it always comes back better than expected. Like
I want something that gives the Green Goblin fighting a bear on Mars with a lowrider
me.
coming in the background and Snoop Dogg with 3 blunts.
but it's me.
But it's me though.
Exactly. And he'll even like ask like, what do you want to wear in it? And I'm like, oh, that's a cool question. I've never been asked that. Like just stuff like that.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What do you wear? I saw that I did take note of that. What you wore?
Oh yeah.
You had like a denim jacket a good
Yeah.
portion of the time. You had that cheetah jacket too.
For
Like
the eyes. Oh yeah, I forgot about the cheetah jacket. That's my mom's.
oh yeah.
I remember she saw me wearing that. She's like, "Oh my god, I used to wear that when I was your age."
You're like
I was like, "Hell yeah!"
ah.
I'm so happy. No, it's cool whenever she says stuff like that. I get a lot of my creativity from her. I feel like
From your mom?
Yeah, big time.
In just music or in any other creative
Every
aspect?
way. Like every way of life. Honestly, I see in the way she sees the world. I see it a lot in the same, and I feel like it took me a while because I'm always, I don't know, I'm a passionate person. She's a passionate person. We're just passionate about different things, and it took me a while to like realize that. And yeah.
What about your mom? Does she do any art?
She draws. She's a really good artist. She makes pools. She like designs pools. What else does she do? She tries to sing. Whenever she she always wants to sing, and then I'm like set her up on the mic, and then she's like, "Oh, I don't like that." And then she walks away.
I'm envisioning it.
Like,
Never
it's
mind.
literally like this. She's like, "Ooh," like that quick, and I'm like, I can get you to sound good, but usually when it's like hard because whenever she's like trying to do it, it's usually while I'm making music. But one time she got me when I was like at the end of it, so I was like all for it, and
Yeah.
then right away she was like, "Oh, never mind."
Never mind. Do you think
Yeah.
she'll step up to it this year?
What was that?
Do you think she'll step up to it this year?
Probably not.
I think you gotta make that like, hey, mom, this year, one song.
Honestly,
You're
she
making
might.
one song.
Me and my girlfriend just wrote a song last night.
Oh,
and-
really?
Yeah, for our first song together, and it was
Okay.
so good. One of my favorite songs I think I've written.
Wow.
And she's such a talented lyricist. She's like,
Does she make music too?
now she does.
Oh, heck yeah. Since yesterday.
Yeah. No, she's made a couple of songs, but her last song it's unfinished, and it's probably her best one. I told her it sounds a lot like Taylor Swift's, which isn't bad. I just think it should sound a little grittier because of what she's talking about. I'm like, it shouldn't sound like a little daffodil singing it. It should sound like a little daffodil's mad.
Like
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, exactly like
Okay.
that.
That's what I
That's
imagined
exact-
right there.
yeah,
Because she's like
exactly.
more soft, more quiet,
Yeah.
more girly.
But she's
and
on
then,
guitars and shit.
pow!
Yeah,
you know?
exactly like that.
Yeah. They're saying that Taylor Swift is like a distraction right now. They're like they're making her like super glorified right now, or like her everyone's has their attention on Taylor Swift and her marriage, and
keep it off of everything else.
she has a $1 billion prenup.
Wait, what?
Yeah, with the football player that's playing in the Super Bowl, I think.
Wait, she's a billionaire?
That's what it said on the magazine when I was at the grocery store. It said she
So
has $1 billion.
Is it possible for a football player to be a billionaire?
I don't know. He better know some people.
He's about to. Oh, it's a prenup. Never mind.
It's a
I was
prenup.
about to become one.
Not a divorce.
Yeah.
A prenup.
That's smart.
$1 billion.
Good for her.
Yeah. Taylor Swift has been going crazy. All the Swifties have been going crazy.
They're mad about that?
Huh?
They're mad about that?
I don't
Or
know
they're
about
happy
that.
about that.
I think they're just happy because they're Swifties. Like
Oh.
they're like
They're just happy because they're so. I
Yeah.
saw somebody like worried. I saw a post and they're like, I just don't know how Taylor Swift is going to perform in Japan and then Vegas. That's how I read it. Like, just like, oh no. And I was like, bro, you need to go to a psych ward, bro.
this is an emergency.
Like, have you texted your mom?
No, what does she have to do with any of this?
Exactly.
What does
like,
my mom
bro,
have to do with Taylor Swift?
I was like telling my girlfriend, I was like, she's going to be tucked away on bed, either watching a movie or sleeping, drinking
For-
something, just like on the flight back to Vegas. Like,
Yeah,
she is going to
chilling.
be fine. She's
Getting a
gonna be
manicure
well-rested.
while she's asleep,
Yeah.
just like this.
I think people think she's going to be like practicing the performance on the plane, but
All stressed out,
Yeah.
turning green and pale.
like she's not just coming from a whole show from in Japan.
Listen, she's gonna be on that airplane
Like-
in first class on her. No, forget that. Private jet, sushi on the plane.
You know, the only way it could be bad is if something bad happens to like. Wait, is her man like playing in the Super Bowl?
I think so.
Do you watch football like that? Me neither.
I don't. I wish I did.
Yeah, me too.
It sounds so interesting, and like the fans, they seem so into it.
They seem they get
I just get bored.
my aunt
man.
gets too into it. She's like, ah! Like yelling at the TV the
Like I
entire day.
watched the Super Bowl
Mhm.
and kind of. No, I didn't. I don't watch the Super
I
Bowl.
just go there for like the party treats and the food.
Yeah, the Doritos on the table.
Yeah.
Get that
Or the
good red 40.
wings. Ooh,
Yeah.
Man, I always get stuffed.
I always say that I watch the Super Bowl because I do, I think,
Hmm.
but I know I don't.
That's how I am with some UFC events. Like, I accidentally get too drunk by the time the main event's on, and I'm like, I just lie to everybody. Like, that
Go
shit was
Connor!
hard. Yeah.
He's like, it's not even on there, bro.
I just lie. No, like, I'm like, that fight was crazy, and then, like, people will still be talking about it. I have to go back and watch the highlights.
See, like that's me with. Oh, I don't even know about me with football.
Mhm.
Like football, I want to give it a shot. I just get bored.
Yeah.
I can't. UFC though, that's my
I
thing.
think the most recent thing that I was into that wasn't WWE or UFC was soccer. Like
Ooh.
that shit was fun, and then I found out it, like happened like every like 2 years or 4 years or something. I was
I
like,
think it's every 4.
even worse.
The World Cup,
Yeah.
right? I think that's every 4 years.
Yeah.
Mexico never makes it though. Fuck. One
What
day.
was- who was going? Who was?
We
in,
can
like,
have
the,
faith.
Who's the orange team?
Huh?
Who's the orange team? Like they wear orange.
Orange. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
want to say Belgium, but I'm just talking out of my ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Belgium was the orange team. Wait, what about the orange
I
team?
don't know. They're like going against Argentina, and then I was like all for Argentina at first because that was like who everybody was rooting for, and then by the end of it, I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
like a fighting effort. Like they were getting like dog washed the entire time, and then in the last 20 minutes, it went into overtime, and I
It
was
went to
like,
penalties, no?
yeah,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah, and then what's his name, Messi or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that guy.
You don't like. You don't like Messi?
No.
Oh, what? Why?
No. I only watched it 1 year.
I don't know
And
well
I
enough.
have that assumption.
You
Hands
know,
up.
my girlfriend told me that the other day too.
Yeah.
I think Valerie's my little sister. She was telling her something about, or my little sister has this thing where she goes out and does it like Ronaldo. She goes, "See!" I should just go jump and go, "See!" And she was doing that. I was like, she says, "That's Ronaldo." I was like, "Do you know who Ronaldo is?" I asked my girlfriend. She's like, "Yeah, I know who Ronaldo is." I was like, "Soccer player." She's like, "Yeah, I know who he is." And then later on, like probably 30 minutes later, I bring up Messi.
Uh-huh.
She's like, "Who's that?"
Oh, what?
You don't know who Messi is? She's like, "No." I'm like, "Amor, you just told me about Ronaldo, but you can't tell me about
Yeah.
Messi."
Those are the only two like people I know by name. Like,
Yeah,
honestly.
right? That's soccer right there.
Yeah. Fucking Messi. Whenever I was watching him, he would be like, I mean, it's strategic, but it's lame. It would be
Now,
like,
huh?
yeah, like he's like running with the ball, and then there will be like two people. There will be
Mhm.
like two people this far away, like closing in, and he'll slow down, and then he runs into them and falls, and it's like, bro.
Oh my. Yeah, I feel like back then
Mhm.
he was popping off. Like he would outplay people, but now I feel like they try so hard to make him look good.
Yeah.
But he is good. They
He
just
is
try
good.
very hard now.
Yeah.
And then also, last year the reason everybody was going for Argentina was because that was the last thing that Messi needed to win. He needed to win a
Yeah.
World Cup. He's
And
never
he's
done it
still
before.
going.
Huh?
Didn't he say that he was retiring?
Yeah.
He's not retiring.
He's not retiring.
No.
He won the World Cup. Said, "I'm gonna keep going."
Yeah. It's like pull to Tom Brady.
Pull it. Yeah, man. Get that money and dip.
I was like,
He
am I
already
mixing
has the
them
money.
up? Yeah.
When do you think you'll ever? Do you think you'll ever retire from music?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, I think I'll always make music. I feel like even if you retire from music, I feel like you're making music on the low. Like there's no reason to not make music.
You're like
know?
80 on stage with the king.
Oh, probably not like performing, but
Fuck it.
if I get famous enough, I mean, but I don't know. The way things are turning out now, it seems like this is just to perform for fun and stuff and see where it goes.
See, I don't know how you guys do, because you say it's for fun,
Uh-huh.
but it's terrifying.
Terrifying.
For like, at least for me, like even doing karaoke, dude, going up on stage and performing in front of everybody, like I'll do it, but
Mhm.
it takes so much within me to get it
Do
out.
you like WWE?
I don't watch it.
Ah.
I used to watch it a lot, but I haven't kept up with it. I do like it.
The best way to describe it is like how a WWE wrestler describes like walking through the curtains.
Uh-huh.
Is as soon as like you're in front of like a crowd, and as soon as like you're like, oh shit, now I actually have to fucking perform. That's
Yeah.
like the same feeling. You're like what I do, like I probably eat one meal a day and it won't be like a solid food, and I'll drink water the entire day. I think, yeah, that's how I do it. Like every single time I perform, and I'll be anxious the entire day, and I'll be like, dude, I just want my music to hit. So if they put me later on in the night, I'm like, bro, I just want to take a fucking deep breath.
Like, now I
Like-
gotta wait for my turn.
Yeah, and like you're just anxious, you're nervous. I don't know if everybody feels like that. The only time I didn't feel anxious or nervous, I thought the performance sucked. But now, like I'm always anxious and nervous for whatever reason. Like I just make sure, like I try to be, like I try to like have low expectations. Like I don't beat myself up if like if like the crowd's not big, but I always keep my expectations a little bit low,
Mhm.
a little bit high. But by the time I get onto stage, I'm so nervous, and by the time the music hits, I'm relieved, and then I'm like, wait, this is my zone. I've been practicing this, and then sometimes I'll just be thinking about. It's like how fighters describe like when they're in a fight, they'll be thinking about like some random shit. That's
Uh-huh.
what I'll be doing. Like sometimes I'll have to like remind myself what verse I'm on because I'm like kind of autopiloting it and I'm moving around and I'm like doing all this stuff. There's lights in my face. Like I can
Ah.
barely see stuff.
So you're like, so you're almost from like a third perspective.
yeah.
It's like you're now that little person in your head right here,
Yeah.
and you're watching your body do this
And it's
by
kind of like
itself.
talking back, like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be thinking, oh, there's that that one line that you kind of fuck up every time coming up, and then I'll think about that. And usually when I'm thinking about that when I'm practicing, that'll fuck me up. But when I'm performing, I don't know why. Like I'll be like, oh, it's coming up. Let me forget about it, and then I'll like say it perfectly. Like one of the things I did, it was like something I had to punch in because it was such a tongue twister, and I said it like perfectly for the first time while I was on stage, and I was like in my head like, holy fuck, and I just was just performing, just like kind of caught my breath real quick and went back into it, and then like you can't like with performing, it's like it sounds like it's like all like this like intense thing,
Mhm.
but it's like you can't really like
You really do have to let loose.
yeah, you have to let loose, but also really practice. When people don't practice, you can tell. Like,
So you can't wing it.
yeah, like sometimes you can wing it. Like I've winged it a couple of times. Like when I was in Texas,
Uh-huh.
I know I didn't. I had to wing it because the stages were too small, and in my head, I was gonna have a wireless mic, so I was prepared for a wireless mic. And by the time I was on stage, I had to just like be like
Mhm,
rapping my
mhm,
songs,
mhm.
like being like
In a
this,
box.
more like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like somebody like walked up to me and said, "You're from California." I was like, "How can you tell?" They're like, "You just rap like you." I was like, "I usually don't."
You're from California,
Yeah.
aren't you?
And I was like wearing glasses indoors, being all like cool, suave, like. And then
Because a
as soon
lot,
as
a
I
lot
like,
of the artists say that they prefer performing too,
the,
rather than making
oh
music.
yeah, the I like recording the songs. I don't like writing the songs. Writing is like a fucking pain in the ass, but I
Yeah.
also enjoy it in the moment. It's like hard. It's like a love hate relationship.
Uh-huh. Do
Yeah.
you journal
No, if I
No.
journal, it'll be like
For music?
lyrics. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's like in my head, like I don't even know the phrase, but my thoughts cost money in a way. So if like I'm gonna put my thought down, if I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna write it down. You know, like I have this one song
And put a price
about a
tag on it
minor
too.
inconvenience with my ex's dad. I love the guy to death so much. Like shout out to him. And it was like about my mistake. Like I told him I was gonna work out, and then he was like, "Gotta get out, man." And I was like, "Understand, sir." And then I left, and I went and recorded a song about being like, "Man, I don't want to leave." And then I was like, "I'm gonna do things for myself." And the song's not really about him, but the anger in my chest was what inspired the
It was
song.
more energy.
Yeah, the energy that he gave me was what made me go back and like put that into the mic. So yeah, I love it.
You did
And I
this
love
one
him.
concert that I saw.
What was that?
That's why I started thinking about performing.
What was that?
It was called was it Winter in the Summer?
Oh yeah, Winter and Summer. Was that the one with
It was on like Blue Stage. I think it was in Riverside.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that was with Anthony or Jay Reese. Yeah, that was my favorite show I think I've done. There were so many people there.
How did you come about show? Like, how do you come about shows?
I just wait for people to hit me up.
Oh,
Usually, yeah, like I don't like to bother people. So like if sometimes if I'm like going out of my way to do things, like people would just react to like in a bad way. So I'm like, maybe I don't know how to do this. So like by the time I'm there, after I get invited, I start talking to everybody that way. And
mhm,
I'd rather do it face to face rather than through text. Even
mhm.
though through text is good sometimes, it's just for performing, it's better to talk to like the promoters and stuff.
Face to face, so that way
Yeah.
they know like what they're getting in with.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
like I come off super sweet and nice, and like a lot of the times I perform, I'm like, or I don't know if it was for that show, but a lot of the times when I perform before that, it was like super like abrasive, like in your face rap music
Yeah.
type of stuff, and sometimes like screaming stuff. But now I do like a lot of screaming stuff, but that was on like shitty tracks. Now it's
Hmm.
on good tracks.
So you're saying like back then it was a more closed audience, and now it's like everyone can enjoy it more.
um, for my music, I'm gonna be the best rapper. I'm gonna be the best lyricist. I'm gonna be Jay-Z's gonna want to be on my song. That
Uh-huh.
was my goal. Like, cause
Ooh,
Jay-Z only does features for people he wants to do Jay-Z's for.
yeah,
That he wants to do features for.
yeah.
So that was my goal. Like in my head, like for the longest
Jay
time.
Z's gonna want me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like undeniable.
yeah. I listened to 444 at least 3 times.
No, literally. I love Jay-Z. But yeah, that was the goal. And then I released Confess, and I was supposed to release that like whoops, let me put my phone on D&D. I was supposed to release Confess and work on that for like a year, but I was signed to like this shitty little label thing that wanted me to hold on to all of that. Like at the height of like what I was getting for views and stuff.
Hmm.
Like people were like I was getting verified accounts like nonstop looking at my stories at like one point. And these people that I signed to were like, "Yeah, we're gonna hold off onto this, and I think you should make more pop music because I like this more." And I was like, "Can I just release this?" And then they're like, "No." So like for like a good month, I was working with them, and by the end of it, like it felt like it was 3 months. This was just a month, and I was just so fucking drained
Yeah.
creatively. I was done talking to people, just artists in general. They like kind of killed my love for music for a second, and then just out of nowhere,
I haven't heard any good stories come from people who work with labels.
no, there's none. Especially like when you're working with a small label trying to pretend to be a big label doing 360 deals, or not
I got you.
360. Yeah,
They're trying to
360.
play big shot.
Yeah, and they're
Okay.
not big shots. Like one of the things that bugged me was like all respect to the dude, but he didn't make music. He could barely sing, and they were trying to push him to be a musician, but he was like, "I just want to make TikToks."
Uh,
And that's what his whole thing was. Like, all love to him. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I was like, why are you guys like? It feels like you're trying to spit on my face, like on purpose. So I
hmm.
just left. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I got along with most of them. It's just they had a terrible business plan for music. Like everything else they do, like they're great. Like I don't know if this like getting too much into it, but like one of the main guys that me and him like butted heads a lot. I don't know if we get along with each other, but I don't have really any bad will towards anybody in there. But he was a great videographer. He had a very successful business. Like everything he did was one of the last things I told him was,
Good
"Bro,
job.
you shouldn't no like focus on like this business and not never touch music again because you have no idea what you're doing." And then I blocked his number, and that was it. And now my friends work with him, or like a couple friends work with him, and yeah, but that was like pretty much the worst part of it. And then me and my other friend just like had like a little falling out over like a misunderstanding, but I'm cool with him too.
So no more label
No labels ever. I'm in
ever.
not ever because like technically I'm in like a label, but it's not an actual label. It's just like me and like 6 people like all over the states,
Uh-huh.
and maybe it's more people. But it's Censor Dialogue, Chloe Hotline, Tommy X BEO, and Lil Chris Jeezy,
Hmm.
and me. And who else? I feel like there's
I think
someone
that was
else.
5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're called Stockholm. And me and my friend Jazz, we started that after we released an album called Primo 98.
Hmm.
And we just started looking for other people. And then Chloe Hotline, she makes so much music every single month. She's like probably dropping something. Always like quality music. She honestly inspires me to get off my ass. I'll be like enjoying my day off, and I'm like, oh, I can just relax today. I'm gonna watch some TV, and I'll look at Twitter, and then I'll see new music coming soon. I was like, you just dropped something last week. I'm like, let me get back in the studio.
Yeah. You when you get on that flow, huh? That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to be on too. It's hard.
it is.
You know, like it's what you want to do. Like
Yeah,
there's nothing else in this world that you want to do besides this. Sometimes just go and do that.
honestly, yeah. Honestly, like boredom's like the best weapon because you can either just like sink into the boredom, do nothing with your day, or you can go do what you want. Like, I was playing video game. I was on like a binge of playing video games like for like a good like 3 months, like all day. Like if I wasn't working, if I wasn't hanging out with my girlfriend, I'll play video games today. Like I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm drained.
Yeah, like for whatever reason, I got a broken ankle.
All the energy's right there.
Yeah. But one day I was just like so bored. I was like playing WWE 2K23, winning the WWE Championship for the 50th time, probably
Yeah.
defended it for the 100th time.
He's a veteran over here.
And I was just tired. I was tired of it. I needed to retire from the life. I put my
My
ropes down
wrestling
in the
days are
boots.
over.
I put my yeah. I used to want to be a wrestler when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Why?
I just watched WWE and I was like, I'm gonna be like CM Punk because I was like a little rambunctious kid.
Like CM Punk?
Yeah.
That's a superstar.
I didn't do any drugs. I was like, I'm a straight edge kid, and now like
But I can
I
still
was-
have an X on my hands
bro, I
like
would
that.
honestly get straight edge tattooed on my finger just for the irony. Like, every other year I always post this picture of me like going like this, and I'm like, with my CM Punk shirt on, with the X's on my hand and the straight edge on the fingers. And then I posted like with a picture of me just like drinking.
You didn't have one this year.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be an album cover. You know,
That would
just
be
you in the
hard.
front like
It's
this.
just me like hitting a dog. But
It's funny.
I
My dad
was-
was just talking about
What?
WWE.
oh, he likes WWE?
He was saying, he's like, do you think people actually watch that?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, right now?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was like a while where nobody was watching it, so it was like whenever I told people like that's a little kid show, and then
You know
whenever
that's
I bring
fake,
it up, they're
right?
like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you watch movies? Like, that's all I say.
Then shut up.
I used to be like, it's not fake. They really get hurt in there. CM
It's
Punk's
precious
injured.
to me.
It's precious. She's very special to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Don't
that's how I
talk
looked at
about Ray like
WWE.
that. Don't talk about Rey Mysterio like that.
I was just saying a joke to my girlfriend today about Rey Mysterio. I was like, when I was little, I would get the crowd to shout 619. I'd be like, booyaka, booyaka.
Oh, like a little kid.
And she has like no idea about any of that stuff. So I'm like just explaining like a long-winded story, and then I show her, and she's like,
Yeah, that's cute.
that's not how she talks.
Doesn't care at all. I
Yeah.
appreciate it though.
Yeah, I gotta love her. She literally just listens to me nerd out.
What do you think it would be your WWE name?
Oh, I had one.
You had one already.
Yeah, Waylin Voller.
Waylin what?
Voller.
Voler.
Yeah. I
Why?
had to look up what that was. I don't know if I'm even saying it right. It was
Voler?
either Italian or French when I looked it
It's-
up when I was little.
I think it's French. It sounds like a French.
How I pronounce it sounds French. It might be
Voler.
Italian.
Voler. Voler.
Voler.
That's Italian. Wait. One of those
I
two.
was playing the WWE game, making a creative character, and then I was just like going through that, and I was like, Voler. It's cool. What does that mean?
Sounds
Fly?
sick.
Means-
Voler.
And then Flaza means cool. I didn't even mean for that to
In
happen.
what language?
So it's just
Flaza.
a song where someone's like saying Flaza, Flaza. When I was 16, the girl I was dating, she was like, "Oh, I know that song." I was like, "There's a song?" And then she showed it to me. I was like, "I've never heard of this." And it had probably like 100,000 views, and it was like old ass like recorded stuff. It was a song at the time, but didn't stand the test of time.
So Flaza means cool?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Flaza.
I redid it though. I'm like funky, loose, and zany, a la mode, something like that. I don't know.
When's your next album coming out? Your next project?
I don't know. Whenever me and Chris, what I'm expecting it looking like is my little rap album's gonna come out again, and then after that it might be the punk album, and then after that, and through all of that, I'm just gonna be dropping like little EPs for Swindler's Love, like what I was doing before, which was before I was dropping only one single and then adding every single song under.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm going to be adding 3 new songs each time. So it's like an actual EP, not just like me teasing you for, yeah. Like,
Yeah. So you're like kind of structuring how you want to plan everything out.
yeah, like how I see like the stuff that's out now is like the first half of it. Because it's a 14-track album in total. So like the
Mhm.
first half of it's out now. And I really love like the structure of it and how it flows together. The only thing I don't like is like the last 2 songs because I made them when I was like 16 or 17, and I just was like, everybody always tells me about them, so I just always left them there.
Is it the album you were saying that you worked on for 5 years?
Yeah, so
That's
like,
the one that's getting released?
that one's out. Like
Oh, okay.
I've always released singles from that, but I was just finally like, I just need to like structure this as an album and then focus on the next half. So like the next half is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like less R&B and rappy, like pop, whatever. It's more like somber and slow. There's 2 rap songs on it, but it's more sad. It's depressing. Like it's called Swindler's Love, and it was originally written about my ex that cheated on me like in 2018 or whatever. And I was like, she's a swindler. And then like I just took philosophy, and then I was just trying to like understand where she was coming from when she was cheating on me, and then I was like trying to understand like how I was treating her in that time. And I was young and I was stupid, so I was probably treating her like just a dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, like full heartedly, like she could have been treated better. I could have been treated better.
Mhm.
Like
Maturity.
yeah, like both of us got off on a bad foot and it ended on a worse foot. And that's what I wanted the album to be about, is like the cycle of love. And then once I went into philosophy, I was like, wait a minute, I'm kind of a swindler too. Like I'm pointing my finger a lot, but like I kind of did a lot of the same things.
Dang, you started getting all deep into it.
Yeah, and then I was like, I didn't ever cheat on her, but I did definitely talk to other people, but I never like went out and pursued it.
Mhm.
And that's what I wanted the album to be about, just like honesty and personally, I'm hurt, but I can't hurt other people, but I'm also longing for someone. So it starts off like all I want is loyalty, yada, and then it jumps into some sad song about looking across the table. Navigation, there we go. I don't know, I just wanted it to be structured about love. A lot of it's like the true side of love, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Love's not a pretty thing. Like it can be a pretty thing, but for the most part, it takes a while to like hit someone like you can finally like get to. You know,
Yeah.
like
There's a philosophical quote. I want to say, I forgot who wrote it, but it says, by falling in love, you are signing up for pain.
yeah, I agree with that completely. I always remember when I was dating my ex, I was like, things are going pretty good right now, but I know it's gonna be bad at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But our relationship ended like fine, and I mean, we were like best friends. Like honestly, that's what we ended up agreeing on when we broke up. I was like, we're more like friends right now, aren't we? And then she was like, yeah, and then
Yeah, because I don't hate you.
yeah,
Yeah, me neither.
and it was funny because whenever I was like on dating apps and stuff, and I would like kind of re-explain the story, or like, oh, I'm just getting out of a relationship. They'd be like, oh, fuck her. I'm like, no, she's cool. Like,
No, it's not like that.
she's
But
like literally on my last cover. It was too late. I couldn't. It was like I got the. No, it was a couple months before I got the album. No, I paid the artist a couple months, and then we broke up a couple. I don't even know how long. I paid the artist and gave him the idea while we were like still like 3 months prior, and then he got busy with work, so he was just like working on it. And then by the time it happened, I just never told him about it. So he sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh, bro, can you redo this?" And then I had another idea for something else, and then I just talked to a few friends, like Censor Dialogue, and she was like, "Fuck it, like that's a part of your life. That's who a lot of it was about." I was like, "Not really, but that's who was a part of it when I made it." So I was like, "You're right. I'm gonna keep it." So,
Embraced it.
no, I didn't erase it.
No, embraced it.
Oh, I embraced it. Yeah, and she's on like 2 of the tracks too. So I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah.
She's not singing. She's like background singing. She had a really good voice.
Oh, she's in the song?
Yeah, she like sings. She does karaoke and stuff. So she was, and she has a really good voice. She was in choir, so I just asked her to hop on that. And yeah, I have a couple of background vocals that didn't get credited for some reason. And now whenever I try to credit them, like the DistroKid, the third party thing I used to post on Spotify.
It doesn't let you?
Yeah, it just like flags it and takes the whole thing down, and it doesn't tell you
The entire
like,
song down?
the whole album if you're trying to post the album.
What? Okay.
It's stupid.
Sorry, y'all can't get credit, but we
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I just like put it like
It's
whenever
known.
I release like the next set of EPs, I'm gonna on like an Instagram post and a Twitter post. Everyone gets credit.
Mhm.
Like that's on it.
I think the knowing the philosophy part definitely helps you out with your music for sure.
I agree.
I think you should look more into it too.
Into philosophy?
Into
I have a
philosophy.
giant book that I need to read, but I'm like, there's no comic strips.
I need pictures.
Yeah, I need pictures for
I do
this.
need pictures though. I'm a very visual person.
Me too.
I want to see pictures in some books.
That's
Even if
how,
it's like a little garden or something. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get lost in like the visual. Like sometimes I think people think I'm stupid because I'll be looking at a comic book page for so long. And like, there's like there's 4 words on this. I'm just just getting lost on the art.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. That's the fun part to me.
I think it's because, like, 'cause I do the same thing with a comic book. If I'm looking at a comic book, I'm looking at the page and then imagining it, like
Yeah.
really going into how everything looks and feels.
Exactly. Like you're trying to like understand like how this character sounds and how he sounds. Like yeah.
Perspective,
Yeah.
going into their perspective, you know?
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
honestly one of the reasons why it's hard for me to read Batman comics is because he goes too much into his perspective.
Yeah.
Bro's constantly think that I might as well just pick up an actual book at that point when I'm reading a Batman comic. Like
It's 'cause
bro's
he-
thinking.
Yeah. He's like, this, that,
Yeah.
this.
And there'll be like one white word. I'm like,
He's
"He
very
only
into
said one
detail.
thing?"
I'm Batman.
Yeah,
That's
why
literally
the
it.
Arkham series works so well. Bro, I'm Batman with long ears.
I'm
Sorry.
Batman with short ears. I'm Batman with the red cape.
I'm Killer Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Daddy's Batman.
But yeah, man.
And
I think we
Batman
should end it here. That's been an hour and 30 minutes.
Hell yeah! Thank you for
Great
inviting
conversation,
me,
man.
bro. Yeah,
Thank you for coming on. This has
Yeah.
been.
Oh wait.
Right here, this
Yeah,
side.
my fault.
This has been.
Oh, say that again.
This has been
Great.
great. Waylin Flaza.
Oh, Waylin Flaza.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
It was
man.
great talking to you. We should definitely do this again
Yeah,
sometime
please.
soon. Another
Please.
podcast.
Invite me here when other people are here. Too.
Oh,
I'd
for
love to
sure.
talk
We're gonna
to
have all of
everybody.
these. I'm gonna have another thing over here on this side, so we have the
hell
whole
yeah.
like you.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
This is hard as fuck.
I'm thinking big. I'm thinking
Yeah.
big. You
This
know.
is cool. I love the setup too.
But yeah, man, we're a month into 2024. I forgot what those are called, but I know Raph has them. Sharukin? I don't know. I know Raphael from the Ninja Turtles has them.
Yeah.
So cool.
Sharoni? I don't know.
I don't know. What they're
Shar-
called. I'm gonna look
Shabroni.
it up for sure afterwards, though. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I'm
Thank you,
definitely gonna
bro.
have more people on here.
Yeah.
This has been
I'm
the
looking
first
forward to seeing that.
the
Sorry.
first podcast of 2024 with another person or like with a guest coming on.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Bro,
first
that's
podcast.
great. This is actually my first solo podcast, like by myself. So
Oh,
thank you
okay.
for letting me be a part of it.
Thanks for coming on.
Bro.
It's been a pleasure. Hopefully,
Yes.
I think it's done raining for now, so I'll let you
Hope
go
so.
before it starts raining again. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys happen to enjoy this episode with Waylin Flaza, make sure to like and subscribe. If you are on our audio listening platforms on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, come over to YouTube. We have the video version over here, so you can see our beautiful faces. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Where can they find you?
What was that? Oh, I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, SoundCloud. I'm on everything. Besides Bandcamp. I have not posted my music on Bandcamp for whatever reason.
Yeah, he doesn't attend band camp.
Yeah. I
Waylin
like it
Flaza.
paid. I'm getting paid, cheese.
Go search him up. Go
Yeah.
leave him a follow. Waylin
Please.
Flaza on Instagram
Yes, Waylin Flaza on Instagram and Twitter and everything.
and everything. Have a great one.